We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
The Independence Day Victory Parade in Charleston, West Virginia, on the 4th of July, 2077, would attract nearly the entire city to its main streets. It was a historical day that still fed the hunger for patriotism. And this year, it celebrated the naval victory against the Chinese. An endless string of floats, cars, and other attractions was to fuel the machine of the military. At the center of it all stood Vice Admiral John Lincoln Swedenborg, who not only had survived the New Plague and received the Medal of Honor, but had also wholly decimated the Red Menace in the Atlantic, rendering their naval capabilities nearly none. His active duty in the American Sino War had given him celebrity status. He stood atop an American flag-draped float, followed by a dozen men in T-51B power armor that would salute him in unison to the cries and cheers of the citizens watching. The military had found their poster child for patriotism that would be endorsed by several companies with Swedenborg's trademark grin and golden hair that had earned him the moniker the Golden Lion. Swedenborg stood atop the float with a flattering, casual salute that he would imitate for streets to come. Moments like this were cherishable, yet Swedenborg also felt like an actor playing the role of a soldier. His active duties, from placement at Norfolk, had quickly changed to serial advertisements and endorsements of Westtech's latest innovations. In private, however, Swedenborg was ridden with trauma from the wars and the losses he had witnessed on the battlefield. Yet, he was now compared to the military equivalent of the Vault Boy of the Vault-Tech Company. Behind the float hovered the latest model, Mr. Gutsy, the military equivalent of the Mr. Handy robot. With the drill sergeant voice, it enamored little Billy in his striped blue shirt to want to one day serve his country. However, for now, he simply pondered if he could trade in his parents' Mr. Handy for a Gutsy instead. Swedenborg's final stop would be in front of the Capitol building, where he would be given his promotion to Fleet Admiral and give a broadcasted speech to the entirety of the USA. On the stage stood the military structure of West Virginia. Secretary of Agriculture Thomas Eckhart, General J. Swafford, and the Vice President. As the Vice President pinned the 5-star pentagons on his shoulder boards, Swedenborg would remember, after each handshake, the words would be exchanged. God bless the Enclave. Less than 2 months before the war, Swedenborg attended a party at the White Springs Resort in West Virginia on the 8th of August. He had been invited by the enigmatic Secretary of Agriculture Thomas Eckhart. During the party, Swedenborg shook hands left and right, reaffirming greedy Westtech, Robco, and Nuka-Cola officials of the Navy's war efforts. He once again found himself playing the part of Johnny America at the behest of the Secretary. As the crowd died down, the Secretary took Swedenborg and a few others aside, intending to take them on a personal tour of the underground facilities. Eckhart led them through a newly built Vault-Tech vault underneath the hotel. The facility appeared to Swedenborg as a luxury bunker, perfect for those who could afford to survive with pre-war life quality. The Secretary invited them to stay in the facility, quote, once the bombs drop. His words made the Fleet Admiral nauseous. As the evening ended, Swedenborg's palms had been rendered clammy. The taste of the synthetic Nuka-Cola in his mouth unsettled him. He couldn't shake the unease at Secretary Eckhart's indifference towards the ongoing war. He felt used, like a dancing monkey in its cage. The Swedenborg name hadn't meant anything for very long, and he only started to see that firsthand now.